Hi everyone, so we are on part 2 of sequence of transformations, part 2. We're on page 319. I'm going to go over a few problems on this page, starting with this one. Describe a sequence of transformations that maps quadrilateral ABCD to quadrilateral HIJK. So A has to land on H because those both come first in the order of the name. B has to land on I because those both come second. So if A has to land on H and B has to land on I, that means if I just slide this over and down, A is not going to land on H where it should, it's going to land on K. So it's going to take more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to translate this entire figure over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units to the left. So if I slide A over and then I slide B over 6 units to the left, B is going to land there. If I slide D 6 units to the left, D is going to land there. And if I slide C 6 units to the left, C is going to land there. So first, if I translate, then I can see if I reflect this over, and if I find this middle line, it would be right in the middle. It would be right there in the middle. So if I flip this figure over, if I reflect it over, then A will land on H, B will land on I, D will land on K. Every point will land where it's supposed to land. So now I just need to name this line. So if I first translated 6 units over and it landed there, so translate 6 units left, that would be my first in the sequence, translate 6 units left. And now I'm going to reflect over, so then reflect, hold on, let me zoom out a little bit, then reflect over the line. Now I just need to name this line. So remember, when you name a line, you look at the axis your line is crossing. So look, this is crossing the y-axis at a half, because if this is 0 and this is 1, if this is 0 and this is 1, right in the middle of 0 and 1 is a half. So it's reflecting over the line y equals a half. You could write it like that, or you could say y equals 0.5, a half. Okay, so this would be the sequence. So now watch, if I reflect, A is a half a line above, so you're going to land a half a line below. A is going to land on H. B is a half a line above my line, so reflected a half a line below. B is going to land on I, which it should. D is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 halves. So if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, D is going to land on K prime. And then C is 5 halves above. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 below. C prime will land on J. And then that means that that is a correct sequence. So the first thing we did was we translated, we just slid this rectangle to the left, 6 units left, and then we reflected over that line in the middle. Okay, so now another thing you could actually do is there isn't just one way, one sequence for a lot of these. There isn't just one correct sequence. We could have actually translated 6 units to the left and 1 whole unit down. So if we translated 6 units to the left and 1 whole unit down, then it would be here, and then we could reflect over the x-axis. Then the center line would be the x-axis. So we could actually change this to say translate 6 units left and 1 unit down, then reflect over the x-axis. That's also a correct sequence. So there isn't just one way to do this. Okay, let's try number 10 at the bottom. Let's take a look at number 10. Okay, so this says map triangle QRS to QRS prime with a reflection across the y-axis, followed by a translation of 6 units down. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is reflect across the y-axis. So folks, this is your y-axis. We're going to flip this triangle over the y. So remember, you start from your line of reflection, your center line, and this is 1, 2 units to the left. We're going to go 1, 2 units to the right. That is where R prime Q is 1, 2, 3 units to the left. Go back to the center and count 3 units in the other direction. They have to be the same distance from your center line. And then S is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units to the left. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units to the right. S prime. So that is the first part of the sequence done. We reflected over the y-axis. Now we're going to translate this figure 6 units down. So first you reflected over the y-axis, and then you translate each one of these points 6 units down. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. R prime lands there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Q prime lands there. And S. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. S prime lands there. So this sequence we just finished. First, we reflected over the y-axis, and then we translated this figure 6 units down. And this is the final resting place. Okay, let's look at one more. So this one says a family moves a table by translating it 3 units left and 3 units down, followed by a 90-degree rotation. So we're going to first translate this 3 left and 3 down, and then we're going to rotate that table 90 degrees left counterclockwise because it doesn't say what direction, so we're always going to go left if it doesn't tell us. Okay, so first, perform the first part of the sequence, 3 units left, 3 units down. Okay, so E, 1, 2, 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3 down. So E lands there. H, 1, 2, 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3 down. H lands there. G, 1, 2, 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3 down. G is going to land there. And F, 1, 2, 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3 down. So F lands there. So if you look at it, this table, we translated, we slid 3 units left and 3 units down. Now we're going to rotate this 90 degrees left. So folks, 90 degrees left is going to land over here. So now I'm going to use a different color, and for this purpose, I could turn it left and record where these points landed and then graph the points I write down, or I'm going to use the L-shaped pattern for this. So if E rotates 1 unit left, E is actually going to stay exactly where it's at. F is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units on this axis. Make one turn left and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units on this axis. So F prime lands there. E is going to stay because E's still there. G is now over 5 out 1, 2, 3, 4, over 5 out 4. So then make one turn left and go over 5 out 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where G is going to be. And then H is 1, 2, 3, 4 on this axis. So you're going to make one turn left and go 1, 2, 3, 4 on this axis. So that is the final resting place of the table, one turn counterclockwise. I hope that helps.